The movie opens with 12-year-old Dre Parker, who moves from Detroit to Beijing with his widowed mother, Sherry. Dre doesn't feel excited about this relocation, but tries to support his mother nonetheless. When they arrive at the apartment building, Dre meets another American boy, Harry, who invites him to play at the park across the street. The lady escorting Sherry tells her that most people only speak Mandarin and advises her to seek help from Han in case of any trouble. Han is the building super and the only person who knows English. Sherry struggles with the water system, so she asks Dre to locate Mr. Han. Dre finds Mr. Han eating lunch alone in his office. Dre tells him about the water issue, but receives no response. Dre then goes to the park and starts playing with Harry and his friends. In the park, he meets Mei Ying, a kind, sweet girl who plays the violin. As Dre introduces himself to Ying and tries to befriend her, their conversation gets interrupted by Cheng. He talks impolitely to Ying, and when Dre intervenes, Cheng beats him up. The next day, Sherry drops Dre off at his new school and notices his black eye. When she asks what happened, Dre lies, claiming he has gotten hurt recently. Sherry realizes that Dre gets bullied at school and reassures him of her love and support. At recess time, Dre runs into Mei Ying. Ying apologizes for Cheng's behavior yesterday. Curious, he asks if Cheng is her boyfriend. She denies it but mentions their families stay close. Later that day, Dre tries to learn Kung Fu by following a TV program at home. Cheng and his friends bully Dre at school, which makes adjusting to life in Beijing hard. Dre feels out of place. One day, while visiting the market with his mother, Dre spots a Kung Fu school and eagerly runs to take a closer look. His excitement fades when he learns that Cheng also trains there. He gets disappointed. On the way home, Sherry asks why he did not enroll. Overwhelmed with emotions, Dre bursts into tears, saying he hates life in Beijing and wants to go back to America. Han overhears their conversation. Some days later, on a school trip to the Forbidden Palace, Ying and Dre spend time together and enjoy each other's company. On their way back, Cheng bullies Dre. Frustrated, Dre decides to take revenge this time. He quietly follows Cheng and his friends on the street and throws a bucket of dirty water on them. They chase Dre and beat him up. Han intervenes and saves Dre. He defeats the bullies using their movements against them. Han then picks up injured Dre and takes him to his office. There, he treats Dre using the ancient Chinese healing technique of fire cupping. Dre asks Han how he defeated the bullies without even laying a hand. Han explains that they lost because they fought mindlessly in anger. Dre then asks Han where he has learned Kung Fu. Han replies, from his father. Han adds that Kung Fu instructs peace, not war, and it is best to avoid fights. However, Dre says the martial arts school where Cheng trains teaches the opposite. Han decides to correct Cheng's teacher and arrive at his martial arts school the next day. They see that Cheng's teacher, Master Li, instructs his students to show no mercy to their opponents. Cheng looks at Han and tells Master Li that Han is the one who has attacked them. Han says they come to settle this matter, but Master Li arrogantly rebuffs his peace offering. He takes Han's actions as an insult to his school and proposes a one-on-one fight between Dre and Cheng. Han points to a poster of a Kung Fu tournament on the wall and says that Dre would fight in the tournament against his student. Master Li agrees. As Dre and Han leave, Master Li threatens them with the consequences if they miss the tournament. Dre feels reluctant to participate in the tournament, but Han assures him that he will teach him real Kung Fu, emphasizing serenity and maturity, not power and punches. Kung Fu training begins at Han's house, but instead of direct lessons, as Dre expects, he teaches him through menial tasks such as putting on the jacket, taking it off, and hanging it on the pole. Dre follows his instructions. While training, Dre notices an old car parked inside the living room. He inquires about the car, and Han replies, it is due to a lack of parking space in the streets. Dre repeats the same task for the next few days, eventually losing his excitement to learn Kung Fu. At school, Mei Ying wishes Dre good luck for the tournament and invites him to the Kai-Shi festival. The next evening, Sherry stops by Han's house to pick up Dre for the festival and extends an invitation to Han. During the festival, Han explains that Kai-Shi resembles Valentine's Day in China. Dre meets Mei Ying at the Shadow Theater, where he invites her to attend his tournament. In return, he promises to be present at her violin audition. After days of repeating the same task, Dre becomes increasingly frustrated. He fails to see how this repetitive action relates to learning Kung Fu. Sensing his frustration, Han finally explains that these movements are not meaningless, but are designed to build muscle memory and sharpen his reflexes. Once Dre understands the purpose behind the exercise, Han transitions him into more structured and formal training. Han takes Dre to a Taoist temple outside Beijing, where he has learned Kung Fu. In the temple, Dre learns about the art of Kai, the internal energy that flows and connects everything. Dre witnesses a woman Kung Fu master making a cobra imitate her movements. Han takes him to a ceremonial water well that is supposed to have magical abilities, and anyone who drinks from it can never be defeated. Dre asks about the snake and the woman. Han tells him that the woman has a clear mind, in which the snake sees his reflection. This enables her to control the snake. Dre insists on learning the snake stance, but Han says he still has a long way to go. After returning to Beijing, Dre continues his vigorous training and occasionally practices the snake stance. Han teaches Dre the arts of rapid hand movements and extreme body stretches. He also teaches Dre how to defend against blind attacks. After weeks of intense training, Han gives him a day off to rest. Dre meets Mei Ying on his day off. They go on a play date and spend the day having fun. However, their date is interrupted when Mei Ying receives an emergency call from her teacher. Ying says her violin audition has been moved to the evening instead of tomorrow. Dre keeps his promise and reaches the venue to be at her audition. However, Mei Ying's parents deem Dre a bad influence and forbid her from befriending him. Later that night, Dre visits Han and finds him drunk, smashing the car he has been working on for weeks. Han reveals that years ago, he crashed this very car, leading to the tragic deaths of his wife and 10-year-old son. Consumed by guilt, he punishes himself by repairing the vehicle each year, only to destroy it on the accident's anniversary. Dre gently convinces Han to leave the car and continue training. The conversation helps Han calm down and strengthens their bond. From that moment, Dre feels more determined to train harder. The night before the tournament, Han gifts Dre a traditional Kung Fu uniform and tells him that earning his rival's respect is more important than victory itself. Dre thanks Han for the gift and asks him to help write an apology note in Mandarin for Mei Ying's father. The father accepts his apology and allows Mei Ying to attend the tournament and support Dre. Finally, the day of the tournament arrives. Dre's mother and Mei Ying come to support him. Though initially afraid and reserved, Dre's confidence rises with every victory. On the other hand, Cheng keeps winning his matches by ruthlessly beating his adversaries. As the tournament proceeds, Dre makes it to the semi-final by winning against a student from Master Li's school. Cheng advances to the final after brutally beating his opponent. In the semi-final, Dre faces Liang, another one of Master Li's students. Liang, secretly following his master's orders, uses an illegal move on Dre's leg and injures him, so that he cannot face Cheng in the finals. The referee disqualifies Liang, and an injured Dre advances to the final. After examining Dre, the doctor tells him to withdraw from the final match. Dre requests that Han heal his leg with the fire cupping so that he can fight. Han tries to change his mind by saying he has already proved himself. However, he soon realizes Dre must face Cheng to overcome his fears. So, Han performs the cupping on his leg. In the ring, Master Li and Cheng wait for the announcement of Dre's withdrawal from the tournament. But to their surprise, Dre walks up to the ring, limping on his injured leg. The crowd and fellow participants cheer for his bravery. However, Master Li looks at Han and mocks him by mimicking Dre's limp. The final match begins. Both candidates try their best to score points against each other. Cheng lands a jumping kick on Dre and puts him out of the ring, successfully scoring his first point. Dre returns to the ring and the match continues. Dre then consecutively scores 2 points, taking a lead on the scoreboard. Master Li orders Cheng to attack Dre's injured leg. Per his master's command, Cheng targets Dre's leg and lands another jumping kick on Dre's injured leg, tying the score at 2-2. In a moment of despair, Dre decides to unleash his secret weapon. Dre stands up on his good leg and positions his body in the snake stance he has practiced secretly. Both Han and Master Li are shocked. As the final round commences, Cheng targets Dre's injured leg. Thanks to the snake stance, Dre lands an aerial crane kick, knocking Cheng down. Dre is declared the winner, and Han looks proudly at his only student. As a goodwill gesture, Cheng takes the trophy from the announcer and gives it to Dre, accepting his mistake. The movie ends as Cheng and his friends bow down to Han out of respect, leaving Master Li in shock.
Thank you all for your support. If you want to watch more content like this, like and subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comments section, and I will see you next time. Stay curious.